What's going on, everybody? It's your boy JT, and we are back to the Crypto Den. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Today, we are covering SUI, SUI, baby, and we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive. We're going to go into the project a little bit, understand why I like it so much, and why a lot of people like it. It has almost $1 billion of volume last month, buying and selling. This is a hot token and protocol, network, and team. It's all strong. And I want to get into it. But before I do, for those who do not know, my name is Jake Tullis. I also go by JT, and I run a digital asset hedge fund called Bleeding Edge Capital. We are a discretionarily long, research driven hedge fund that basically goes in on protocols early that have strong variables or vectors for adoption that we look for. SUI meets our criteria, and I wanted to talk about why exactly we are such a fan of SUI. All right, with that, let's get into it. So, the very first thing you guys should know about SUI is that it's a relatively new token. I'm not talking about the project, but the token came out in 2023 or so. Now, the team is long standing. Okay. They basically came in through the bear market. The team's been working on this, I want to say, since 2020, 2021. So, it took them a couple years to get the token out, and for good reason. Okay. So, what we do is we look for solid teams that have been around a long time. The tokens and their blockchains and the protocols they bring to us a little different, but the fact this team's long standing really meets our criteria. And then you have this kind of performance out of the gate, which I look for, because if it opens up and runs and it hasn't found a true value of what they're actually bringing on platform, it can go really far down. Solana is a great example. So I look for good entries because we're long term. Um, in general, something I also look for is the volume. I mean, there's 1.5 billion on that day of sells and buys. They are literally getting billions of interests, billions and billions and billions. One thing to call out that I don't particularly like is the fact that almost 60% of their tokens are locked up. So this is a more centralized project. Venture capital has a lot of interest. There will be token releases that'll give great buying opportunities. Otherwise, because that really just controls price, I'm long on this. So when they have those token release schedules, I'll be buying more because the price will go down when they flood the market with new supply. So I'm not terrified of FDV. Another, which is this thing, another thing I like about SUI or just high FDV projects in general, in the short term, they are more price sensitive to the upside or the downside, really, because there's less tokens in circulation. So every net new dollar is only going to 30 something percent of the project, which means it'll have more volatility, so you're able to get more return. You also, if you're long and you don't plan on selling in the downturns, you can really pick good volatile prices. I mean, look at this. It went from 5 down to 2 up to 4, 3.5. Okay. So, that's a freaking 50% up, 20%. Like, that's a lot of swinging. So you can snipe these little local lows here to get your dollar cost average or your entry price lower to get your returns higher long term. So in general, I like SUI's chart and its math. We'll just call this the math page. I like its math. Okay. Math solid. Then when I get to their white paper. So this is SUI's technical documentation for a white paper. This is the kind of stuff that I do. So before I had this hedge fund, and while even having this hedge fund, I have a software development consulting firm called Galios Consulting. I've been doing software development since I was 19. I'm 30 now, so been doing it a while. And these are the kinds of documents that I would draft for a client, or we would work with a development team to build a solution. This is the kind of stuff that I am used to working with. So not everyone has that ability, but if you're going to be a hedge fund manager in this space, you need to know software. Hey everybody, it's JT. Just in case you didn't know, I would love a sub. Almost 97% of you that have viewed our content have not subscribed, and it would mean the world to me if you just hit that sub button, give us a like, and let us know how we're doing. All right, back to the content. These are softwares. So, in general, what I really like about SUI is their consensus method paired with their architecture allows an insane throughput. Okay. Like legit, they're getting 297 TPS, 297,000 TPS in production. In production, guys. That's literally amazing. And they're getting their time to finality down to Solana's goal. So if Solana was able to beat ETH this bull market with its cheap fees, its succinctness, its speed and time to finality, imagine what SUI will do when it actually gets apps that people want to build with, right? I'm sorry, or if it gets apps people want to use, because this solution, this infrastructure, is far more performant and cheaper than Ethereum and Solana. So it has built a very cool platform, sandbox for people to build on. And that's really what you need to understand the differences between Sol, Ethereum, Hedera, XRP, XLM, Cosmos, uh, Avalanche. Like there's so many. All these layer ones are just sandboxes. It's infrastructure for builders to come on and build apps that then users come on and buy block space through the app. Okay, that's the whole model of layer ones in a nutshell. So the fact that their block space is this cheap, this fast, this performant, this secure, and is compatible with the EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine, that means you could have an application on Ethereum and port it over to SUI and benefit from 100, if not 1,000 times cheaper transactions and speed and everything else. Like, why would you even want to build on a layer two? If you were on Ethereum, for example, real quick here, I pull this site up all the time. If you wanted to build on Ethereum or you were currently building on Ethereum, you're stuck at, that's a real number, 364 of the entire network. In reality, like, look at this. The best performing layer 2 is base with 82. I'm not even kidding. Compared to that. Okay. And you can take your project off base and put it on SUI very easily. Finally, you would think network adoption from developers. So this is where developers are building, right? This is the GitHub of SUI. Look at this. Consistently, they are getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of commits from a crazy amount of developers. Look at this. Okay. This is a very healthy code base. This is a very accurate project to what they are representing. You can't even visualize the commits, guys. It's crazy. So they're doing about 500 commits a month, which is insanity. It's insanity. So this network's being built on. It's being built on the maths. Um, the team is great, been around a long time. The architecture and the technical capabilities of this infrastructure is going to move block space all around. I'm a big fan of SUI. I'm long on it, so I think $3 is a fine price. I feel like at a $10 billion market cap, it could easily run to the size of Ethereum, if not bigger over time. That would be a 20 to 30x. That's, what I'm looking for. Unless another, piece of infrastructure comes out that renders my thesis on SUI useless, we're going to be long on SUI. And I think in general, it's a great, great protocol. In my opinion, SEC, in my opinion. This is not financial advice. I just really love this technology. I really love the team, the community, the builders. SUI very well could be the next Solana. I hate comparing like that and saying things like that, but it's all over Twitter, so I figured I'd at least, throw it in there. It is likely that it could see the next wave of retail adoption, just like Solana stole that from Ethereum. Last bull market, it was Ethereum. People got tired of the fees and the wait times. Next bull market, Solana gets it. And I think the experience will be that much better on SUI for retail and will drive attention. It might be 2 years from now, it might be 3 years from now, it might be tomorrow. I have no idea, but that's why we're long. All of the research leads to that. So, thank you all. Hopefully it was helpful. Reach out with questions. If you want me to do this on other projects, just put them in the comments and I'll get a video together. All right, until next time, take care of one another. Peace.